Welcome back to another episode of On the Subject. I'm your host, co-founder and CEO of Subject AI, Michael Vilardo, and we are so excited. We have a repeat caller on the show today. We usually like to say this is about highlighting the most innovative educators, entrepreneurs, athletes, and pop culture folks in society, and she's a little bit of a combination of all of them, especially the athlete part. And so we have Chief of Staff of Subject AI, Anna Romero. This is her third or fourth show. We might need some correction there. Welcome back.
Thank you. I wasn't sure where the intro was headed.
Well, this is just a very relevant podcast, so we got to make sure the fans know.
No, I know. I wasn't sure if you were going to be like, but today we have a different kind of host. I'm saying, okay.
No,
Nice.
so Anna, we're thinking about fans potentially joining us in season 3. We're still in season 2 right now as a regular co-host. So please comment down below if you want her to join, don't want her to join. We want to get your feedback. We thought it could be fun if we had 2 people hosting and then bring on a variety of characters. We love hosting teachers. We also love highlighting pop culture. We've had Johnny Manziel on the show, Squid Pactor. We love entrepreneurship, Stephen Galanis, CEO of Cameo. We're just trying to get more views for subjects, so please help us out. What do you think we got to do to make the podcast more liked? Maybe we should take a Bobby Althoff approach. You see that? You got to get Drake. Would you be down for that, though?
I'm excited to see how that podcast is going to do.
No, you see the new podcast?
I
That's
did.
genius rebranding.
Yeah, what is it? It's like I'm back or
My next chapter or something like that. I don't know. See, we don't remember
it's
that.
like second try or
Yeah.
back at it.
But see, she said she was killing her podcast. Everyone's like, oh my God, I can't believe she's already fallen off. And she baited you, and then she brings Drake on as her first
Do you
episode.
think I think she fell off.
She did. No, but that's what she was leaning into, that everyone's saying she fell off.
Yeah.
And then she leaned into
Why do you
it.
think Drake's helping her out?
He's a good guy, cares about people. So how are you going to get Kendrick on ours, your best friend?
Kendrick, you have one of your biggest fans here in office at Subject. We would love to have you on. I don't know. But okay, going back to how we're going to make this podcast do well. So, hey, listeners, listen up. We are investing in our own personal profiles. So you can go ahead and check out our profiles. We're still figuring it out. You can figure it out with us. Michael has found his niche. It is shitting on colleges. And
Apparently they don't like the Ivy League. They think we're coastal elites, but I'm just a kid from Illinois-Wisconsin border. She's from LA, so it might be a little bit more elitist to not hate on the Ivy League. What do we think?
Michael, I feel like this is a good time to share with everyone what a coastal elite is and why you're so obsessed with them.
Yeah, this is a good push. I agree. And it is a little bit of an inside joke. We're based in LA 5 days a week in office, but we are moving to Austin. So we're going to have 2 offices, which is cool. And Anna, myself, and 3 of our colleagues are actually making that move, at least for 12 months. And we'll see how it goes. We're so pumped about it. But I think the chirp about coastal elite is that, where I grew up at least, and, again, I had a great childhood, and I'm so thankful to the people I was surrounded by. California had a stigma to it about being very elitist.
Okay, where are you from, though?
I'm from a town, Cary, Illinois. It's a small town. It's about 20 minutes south of the Wisconsin border, considered a suburb of Chicago. And yeah, the people there thought very interestingly about California. And sure enough, it kind of came back into my head when I started going to the Midwest with our reps who were from California, because they'd be so proud to tell, like when we're in Michigan, like I'm from LA, all stuff. Nobody wants to hear that in the Midwest.
I think that there was one person that would like proudly tout LA. There was
and I saw it was hurting our sales, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go full coach mode here.
They're also grew up very privileged in LA, so that's not what
we don't know for sure.
Most people are very self-aware about the perception that other people have against Los Angeles.
Well, what's funny is, and this is why a good topic, and even one of our previous guests, Hayden, car specs guy, we talked about yesterday, being from California, we were at Purdue together. And so, like, for instance, a couple kids on our baseball team, they were from Fresno, still thought of as elites, even though now I know much more about California, and like it's a great area. There's a lot of really good opportunities there, but it's definitely not LA or San Francisco. It definitely wouldn't consider it an elitist area. But people from the Midwest thought the same thing about them, to give you context. And so people from even Fresno, we had a kid from Stockton, and then they lean into like, yeah, I'm from California, and think they're, cooler than everybody.
So the company joke is that I am a coastal elite. And mind you, I'd never heard this term before. until Michael came through. And I don't think any, and that's a joke. Californians don't know about the term coastal elite because they're from California. That's part of the joke. They don't know that they're better than everyone else.
Well, wait, it's not just Californians. Let's take it down a notch. It's a multitude of states. I think we defined the definition as
Is it states
California.
or city? Okay, it's
Well,
states.
look
Yeah,
at what we
yeah,
just said.
yeah.
Like the
Look
Fresno
at the
folks are
Fresno
getting
ones.
thrown in.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
California, New York are by far the most
Florida.
elite.
I
Florida,
would add
depending. I
Florida.
mean,
I'd
Florida.
add Florida in there. Miami.
Florida, I would say, is a little bit of like two states. Like you're right, like the very south part of Florida is a lot of like wealthy Northeast people. So yes, but if you go to Central Florida, it doesn't feel that coastal elite.
That's
That's where
what
my grandparents
you
lived.
just, if we're gonna, and nothing against Fresno or Stockton at all, but you just said
That's
people
fair.
in Fresno
Okay.
and Stockton would not consider themselves.
Okay, sure. Let's round up here. So Florida, California, New York, probably Massachusetts. You
Let's
have to.
let's add Texas in there.
That's not in the coast. Texas is in the middle of the country.
It's the Gulf Coast.
It's a very small part of it. Would you
Texas is
consider
nice.
Washington and
Uh,
Oregon? What's your take there?
Again, I've never heard of the coastal elite term, so that's new to me.
Well, it's
So
it's more so
if you
saying,
say, well, LA, California, it's a coastal elite state, then I'm gonna just add New York, Florida. That's
not
honestly
we wouldn't have Massachusetts. It's
Massachusetts.
the most educated state in the country, really.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, and
I would
then,
probably just like group that entire Northeast
yeah, I was gonna
together.
say all of New England
But
because it's all very similar. Well,
yeah,
I would say one thing to bring another layer to this, the context for the fans out there is it's really more so saying like if you're from these communities, do you ever go to a state in the middle of the country for a vacation? Usually people hear like, "Oh, I'm going to New York for a vacation." Like, see the coastal, they consider it flyover states in the middle of the country because they only fly over them. They don't go visit the heart of the people. They
the
don't
heart
go.
of the
They don't go to
country.
Missouri, Wisconsin, Kansas. They only go to California, Florida, New York,
The elites in LA only go to New York.
and Florida. They go to Miami, Florida.
Before subject, didn't I only knew Vegas. That was it.
You've
I
been to
didn't
Vegas? I thought you said you hadn't even been there before.
I had been
Okay,
to
and you went to
Vegas.
Oregon too, right? Didn't you go there? You said you went to
Yeah, yeah,
Montreal.
yeah. That was
So
with
you've been
my
to Nevada and Oregon
Yep, that
before,
was
so
it.
that's fair.
That was it.
But you know what I'm talking about in
I
the
didn't know
office.
Lake Tahoe.
Okay, what about the
Sa
person you were talking about earlier? Like, where have they gone on vacation? Ever go to the middle of the country?
Earlier?
So,
Oh.
yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Coastal elites.
He's a true coastal elite. I shouldn't even say coastal elite. Some people are just elites. Are considered elites. You could be like an elite. Like I'm sure there are people in Chicago that are very well off.
They go to Wisconsin,
Are
though.
they what?
They go to Wisconsin.
Oh, so they have a lot more humility than the
Oh,
people in LA.
100%. That's straight humility. That's why you got to love the sports. See, that's one thing in LA that we're missing so much, the sports passion.
Okay.
In the middle of the country, people realize like sports is
That is
culture,
true. I don't know
character.
how big sports, like the lack of sports culture that we had in
People
Los
love it. Like, you
Angeles.
know how fun it is on a cold, snowy winter day to go to a bar and watch your favorite team? That is an amazing feeling.
Don't ask me who's playing this Saturday. I don't know.
Texas Longhorns tomorrow. You got to support your new team. It's so fun though, the camaraderie when you're rooting for something with people you don't even know and you're all rooting for the same outcome. That's bigger than yourself. It's
It's
healthy
like
for your soul.
everyone rooting for the Love Island winner. See, that's LA.
But that's rooting for you and the couch. You're not really watching it with
I
a
know.
group of
I
people.
just didn't grow up with it. Cannot relate.
What was
Maybe
your
it's
favorite
true.
team growing up? Did you like any teams? None? Oh, see, this isn't even being facetious now. So like no team, college team. What about like Hamilton? She went to Hamilton High School right down the street. Go LAUSD. Did you guys go to sporting events for them?
We love Hamilton. We love LAUSD. I was just telling Sam and Kevin today. Our football team sucked all 4 years I was there. Our senior year, we won our CIF conference title, if that's what it's called. I think what happened was we had players who had been expelled from a nearby high school and they joined our team and they were really good at football.
Where they end up going?
And, huh?
They go to D1
I didn't
scholarship.
follow. I didn't know them.
See?
I didn't know them by first name.
How big is this school? How many kids go to this school?
It was big. We
How
had
big?
3,500 students
That's pretty sizable. Yeah, that's pretty
at one
big.
high school.
But I feel like you would still know everyone in your grade at that size.
No.
That's how big my school in Michigan was, and then my school at Cary was 2,000, but I still knew everyone in the grade.
You knew everyone?
Their name at least. I'm not saying I knew a lot about them, but I mean
2000?
I'm
You
very
knew
good.
everyone?
I'm very good at knowing people in the grade. I'm not saying the whole school. I'm saying in your graduating class.
Probably knew what they looked like. I didn't know their names.
Well, that's good to the honesty. Well, actually, I want to dig into this because this is something actually related to education. Is like who were the cool kids in California? It sounds like the athletes weren't cool here. It sounds like you guys don't respect it. They don't have any clout here. Is it just music kids, or what's what makes people popular in California?
Yeah, I'm trying to go back to high school. Hold on. Who was popular? Honestly, it was
Not the football
people,
kids, it sounds like.
I'm sure they were popular.
Well, not to you at least.
It was like, oh yeah, so and so's in the class, and it was like, oh, they're on varsity soccer. I'm sure they had some appeal to them, but I'm trying to think of the truly popular kids.
And then I want to know what happened to them too.
Yeah. The truly popular kids, I don't know if this is a Hamilton High School thing or a California thing. You were in student government, you were in
Oh, that's awesome.
ASB,
Oh, cool. This is okay. So this is a more education. See, elites focus on education.
you were in
Take
student government, and people who were the class clowns and funny, and it wasn't you were a disrespectful class clown, people who were truly funny
They
and
appreciate the
intelligent.
arts here more a lot,
Good.
which
Those people were popular.
I think is a good thing I want to make clear. I actually think it is dangerous where you put too much pressure and focus on sports because then it gets taken away from you like that. So I think the arts actually have a lot of transferable skills,
Mhm.
and so I appreciate and like that
Mhm.
part. Again, I just think that it is, we're moving to Texas, so I'm excited. The Friday Night Lights is awesome. I mean, that is amazing. It's a great time.
Yeah,
You gotta watch the
I'm
movie.
excited to go to my first Friday Night Lights game.
Okay, I'm bringing you, but can you watch the movie?
I will.
I highly recommend this to the fans here. My favorite movie is Social Network, but I do think like my second or third favorite movie is Friday Night Lights. It was my favorite movie growing up. I watched before every hockey game when I was 12 years old. It is, and now we're about to live it.
I don't know if we're gonna live it.
In the environment. You even here we're recruiting people for Austin right now. A bunch of my recruit calls say like, "Oh, the Longhorns have a game tomorrow," and they're not even that into the sport, but they're like, "This the town takes over because the culture."
College. That's a college
It
football
is, but
culture.
that's driven from a lot of these people grew up going to their high school teams, so they all have at least a knowledgeable understanding to talk a little bit about the game.
Football.
And so that's a really good social fabric there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to
I
live
think there's
it.
a lot of community around sports.
There is. There is.
So nothing around. What about Mario though? He loved sports growing up.
He loves the
He
Dodgers.
does. He's a
He
Dodger.
loves European soccer.
Very cool.
And that's about it,
I
I
feel like
think.
soccer is very big in LA.
Yeah.
Bigger in LA than where I grew up for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Not I don't think MLS is that big here.
You got to support LAFC.
I know. We have a lot of great teams. But I think a lot of Latinos love their family's country's soccer team
Oh yeah.
and then European soccer. I don't see a lot of people here go crazy over MLS, though.
No, I agree. I was more so saying that support the teams of the city.
Support the Latinos.
Yes,
That's what you were saying.
oh yes, we love that here. We're all about it. That's something we're really passionate about. I was saying it yesterday with car specs. I was saying like Shoreline Mafia, Lefty Gunplay. You got to support.
I know. You really like
I
that.
do. Putting them on. I am posting them every day. Oh, Jeezy, that's my guy.
Michael, do you realize how rare it is that there are very few Latino co-founders?
There are, and we had three. How
I
cool is
know.
that?
I
That
know.
really stood out. I think it's really cool. I mean, let's face the reality here. There's less representation in the investment group, so that it's a natural you psychologically oftentimes have an advantage if you represent the person who's investing, and that's just a statistic that's proven. But I think the interesting part is Felix and I were purposely placed together because we were Latino. I had even an investor ask me today, like, "Oh, how'd you and Felix meet?" And it was a Black and Latino LA County mentorship group between UCLA students who are Black or Latino and aspiring MBA
Yeah.
students. And that's how we met.
Why did you join that group? Or
It was
were
at
you just
UCLA.
placed? But were you?
Oh, why did I? So, yeah, this is a good story. Founding the company. So, in all reality, two things. I'll give the the high level version and the authentic as well. So one, the people who ran it, their name was, and you've met her before, Mitzi
Yeah.
and Levi. They both were at my wedding. Great people. They were part of Consortium, which was the
Mm,
fellowship that gave me a full ride to go to UCLA.
mm,
So thank you to Consortium. One of the best organizations out there. Can't say enough good about Consortium. And so they said like, oh, please join this, help us out. And I really, especially when you came in, was really close to all the consortium kids. They were my best friends the first quarter at UCLA, and really thank them for that. And so there was two options. You could either get placed with a high school student or a young professional. And in my head, I was like, hey, young professional probably could help my career more. I'm going to choose a young professional. Well, it's a full calculus I made because, like, high school, I mean, it's going to be a long time
yeah.
before this person's an adult. Young professional, maybe we become friends.
Yeah.
Like, young professional, you could go get a drink with, you go hang out with.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, again, stroke of luck because I'm so thankful it's changed my life more than anything. I really say, after my dad and my wife, I'll give her a shout out too. Felix has changed my life more than anybody. And I saw that I got paired with Felix. I'm like, oh my God, this kid went to Harvard, McKinsey. This is amazing. This kid's amazing. I'm getting the best pairing of all time. I'm pumped. And then, sure enough, we just became friends. But
Yeah.
they also told me later because they liked me, they hooked me up with one of the best people, and arguably they hooked me with the best person. Period. Felix was, yeah. So that's how I got paired. I
Felix.
remember seeing his LinkedIn. I'm like, wow, this kid Harvard, McKinsey, and especially at that time, I just got an MBA, and so McKinsey, when you're at the MBA program, is so revered because everyone in MBA they want to be at McKinsey or Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
You want to be a consultant or investment banker, and so I'm like, oh my God, the Harvard McKinsey kid, this guy is so amazing. I
Yeah.
can't wait to learn from him. And I did. I did put him on a pedestal for a while, and obviously we're great friends now. But that's why I was willing to be the COO originally because how highly I thought about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the factual story. It was a good time. And what's funny is he even dropped the program. We met the first time, we had a great time, but you know him. This makes sense. There was a bunch of commitments around the program. Had to go to, and for me, the mentors, you only had to
Yeah.
meet three times. It was
Yeah.
three pairings. But the mentees, they had to go on the weekend to class, take MBA prep stuff. And, he doesn't love structure the most. So he kind of just rolled back. And then he told me, hey, I dropped out of the program, but we still should be friends, of course. I'm like, oh, totally. That's why we don't need the program to hang out. And
Yeah.
so we just started hanging out more, and then COVID happened, and yeah, your point, the coastal elites, all the people from the MBA program, they all went back to their mansions in Rhode Island or New York or whatnot. My mom was at the time, you didn't know a ton about this stuff. It was immunocompromised, so she didn't want to take the risk of bringing us back to
Mm.
Illinois. And then my dad, it just I don't know what it was there, but he wouldn't take us back either. And then Holly's mom, there's barely any room in her house, so we stayed in LA in a tiny apartment all of COVID. And Felix is an inner city LA kid. He was here and we hung out all the time. He was our COVID crew. It was fun. And that's when we
I
got
know.
really close. That's when we
Yeah.
became really close. And that's when I got brought in as a contractor and then a later co founder.
I know. Yeah. CEO.
Yeah.
Really neat. There you go. Well, I'll say when I was interviewing for Subject, I thought it was really cool that Felix at the time was CEO, but
Yeah.
there were three co-founders. They were all Latino, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Did you know that when you applied?
I'm trying to think back. I probably no,
Well,
not when I
first
applied.
the name was Emil when you applied,
Yeah,
Emil
yeah,
Learning.
Emil Learning. I didn't know when I was applying, but I remember looking up the company. You all had just spoken at ASU GSV.
Oh yeah, that
So
was
then I
cool.
knew you guys were
Yeah, and then
Latino.
you went to Cha Cha Matcha with Felix, correct? On the weekend?
No, we went to
You went somewhere on a Saturday. See?
it's on Rodeo. What is it? Earth
Oh,
Cafe.
always make people interview on a weekend if
Yeah.
you want to know if they're legit. It's great stuff.
I
So,
talked to Michael on a Friday.
and then
I think I
I was
met
out of town, so you met with Felix first,
the
and
next
then
day,
you met me at the Soho House in West Hollywood,
about a week later.
and
Yeah.
I had Billy Oxley with me, great guy, and then a couple of his friends.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Let me talk about that interview.
Okay.
Legendary interview. So, for those who I didn't know what Soho House was. It's like this exclusive. Would you say it's an exclusive
Used to be exclusive. I mean, I'm
membership?
not trying to dog it because I got engaged there. I love that place, but when I brought you there, it was a lot more exclusive.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
because now they're publicly traded, so they're just letting anybody in.
Oh yeah, that's another conversation. Private equity ruins
Yeah, yep,
everything.
yep.
But okay, so I had already talked to Michael on the phone. It was like the fastest 10-minute phone call. And then he says, I want you to meet my co-founder, Felix. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna meet the co-founder. Meet him on a Sunday. Then Michael says, "Hey, want to meet you in person at Soho House." I Google this spot, Soho House. It's in this really nice area. I make sure to show up an hour early because I know LA parking. So I'm like waiting in my car, and it's on Sunset. And I'm like, wow, this is like really bougie. And I've been in LA my entire life. I never really gone to Sunset, never been to Soho House, had never heard about it. So go upstairs. It is so bougie, really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, I miss it.
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look for Michael. He's probably gonna be in like a suit and tie. I don't know. And I meet Michael, and he's in like a full decked out sweat pant gear. And I was like,
I
wow,
love sweatpants.
this guy's legendary. And that's when I was like, I want to work for that guy. Like, what kind of co-founder says, hey, I'm going to interview you. Here's this bougie spot, and I'm just wearing sweats? I thought that was like a
I was
bold
relaxed.
boss
You
move.
know what I think is interesting about that interview, and Leilani, my assistant now, had the same thing. You both didn't drink at the interview. You got mocktails, both of you.
Yeah, I probably thought about that.
I think you
I
did. You
think I
know what?
did stop
You know
walking.
why it says stuff that registers with you. Do you think it's inappropriate to drink in an interview? You both have done amazing, so I just think
Well,
it's
I think
curious.
it's from
Yeah,
the industry that I came
yeah.
from. I came from like ed tech, and I had just graduated from college. You're new to the workforce, so you're just
No,
assuming.
I just, and I still remember that. And I actually, with Alani, it was a huge green flag to me because I was like, you did such a good job at subject. I'm like, oh, it's like very similar.
Yeah.
Like,
Whereas now, if I were, and I'm not leaving subject at any time, but if I were to
she's
interview,
leaving.
but if I were to interview and someone invited me out to get drinks, I would drink alcohol.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I think that I think having like three martinis to the face, probably not a good idea. But I think having one, and I remember we had that one guy who did that with me.
wait,
They will protect their identity,
wait,
but it was a
repeat that.
character. So this was a guy who worked for us a couple years ago. Good story for you all. And one of our sales, he was like, you gotta hire him. He's the best. He's the best in the industry. And back then, see, this is good leadership mentality. Never let your leaders just blindly hire people from their other companies. It never works out. You have to interview them seriously, and you have to be willing to say no. And you should be default no on everyone. But back then, I'm like, oh, this guy's a great leader. I'm gonna let him hire whoever he wants. It'll be a formality. I went to Formosa Cafe. It was it was a cold, rainy night, and this guy three martinis to the face. Just I think I had one drink to be like social, be like, yeah, I'll have one drink, but ripping martinis. I'm like, this is the first time I met this guy. I think that's pretty aggressive. What do you think? I mean,
I think I know who it is.
yeah, and
Ed tech background.
yeah, yeah, you
Oh
know it
yeah.
is. You know who exactly it is.
People in ed tech love to drink.
They do. Do you think that's like look, you three in one interview?
I think you have an issue.
Yeah, that's a
I think like
lot.
there's a real issue.
I hope we had a good time, but yeah, no, I think
You flew me out of Beverly
yep,
Hills,
yep.
this really nice restaurant.
Wait, how about another fun story is we had a company holiday party. People
Oh
love this.
my
They
God.
love no, but like think about this, and this is why again we're so much better at leading a business now. We're here to work, we're here to drive shareholder returns, we're here to help kids, and it's such a blast. A lot of people, especially when we're remote, the opposite of the coastal elites, when the people from the non-coast come out here, they're like, "Oh my God, it's vacation mode." And we had someone come out here from the Midwest and didn't show up to work. We're like, okay, what's going on here? Like, why are you not at work? I'm not feeling good. I'm sick. Blah blah blah. Like, okay, well, I hope you feel better. You can't hurt it. You can't. Can you make someone feel bad if they're sick? Probably not. 5 hours later, we're at the Magic Castle for the party. She's there with date in hand. Wait, what's going on? Like, oh, I feel so much better. Like, also like you were just shopping in Beverly Hills all day.
Yeah. Yeah. And she looked great. Not a 1 ounce of
That
sickness
was
in her.
some good bold confidence. Maybe we need some of that.
Yeah. People got really lit that night.
Well, I mean,
Where you go?
we don't need to go into that. Like, that's not where I was going. It's more so saying like people will, the professionalism important. Make sure it's important to be able to connect with people and don't feel the pressure to be rigid, but there still is a professional support that you should carry. And skipping work in the day and going to party at night, not good advice. Don't do it. Showing up to interview and tripling the drink amount of the person interviewing you, probably not the best advice. But
Yeah. You
each
can match them, show up
match them. Yeah, that's good
early.
advice. Yeah. Show up early
Michael,
always.
would you hire anyone that was late?
Never. If you're 1 minute late, you're done.
What about you show up right on the dot? Yeah, see?
I don't like when people show up on the dot personally because to me it shows again if this is a job interview that's that important to you like let's try to put it in a comparable arena like if I If I had the chance to meet Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk, I would take 0% risk of it. I would probably sleep a minute from the meeting
Yeah.
the night before,
Yeah.
wake up early, be there
Yeah.
waiting, send a receipt like as soon as the time, hey, I'm here. So like if you really want something, you were gonna do whatever it takes to get it.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
so I just think that cutting it close is scary. I mean, in sports, esports, they say 15 minutes early or you're late.
I agree.
It's just better for your mental health too. Like, why do you want to stress about being late? I get so much anxiety now when I'm even running a little bit late. It burns my
Oh, no.
anxiety. I hate
We
it.
know the anxiety that you go
Pay for
through.
peace. Pay for peace. Pay for peace. You get TSA pre-check. That's pay for peace. Clear. Pay for peace.
You order your Ubers the night before.
Always order Uber the night before. Pay for peace. Hotel by the place. That's paying for peace. I mean, I even think about when I went to Europe last year for my friend. I
Yeah.
paid to get a hotel to sleep just a few
Oh,
hours. I think it's always worth
that's your
it.
favorite saying now. Pay for peace. I came on at a time though where pay for peace was not appropriate.
I feel like when you first started, it was a lot of spending, and then the next 2 years, it was the cheapest company in the city. And then now we're getting back to like a nice happy medium, which is good.
We weren't even allowed to have snacks, and now we have an abundance of snacks out there.
Pay for peace, make people happier.
So I'm saying buying snacks were basically running the company to the ground.
And that's why you don't buy Target chips.
Tell that story.
Okay, the Target chip story from this is I hope people can see how much of a coastal we've turned into ever
It's
since
this
we took
city,
the
the city. I want wait till you see how humble I'm going to be in 6 months. You're going to be so excited.
can't wait for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
wait till the Texas humility just hits me.
Cannot wait. Okay. Okay. Wow. I cannot wait. So, context, we are all staying in an Airbnb in Austin because we're there. I think we were recruiting, we were shopping for
We're
an
doing a
office
lot. Yeah,
location.
it's a
We were
great
doing a
trip.
ton of stuff. Emotions are running high. We're tired. Michael was at a Barry's class, so
Yeah.
he was running. The weather there is crazy hot, and
July and August only, but yeah, it's
yeah.
hot those 2 months.
And
Yeah.
Leilani, who's Michael's assistant, and I had been hyping up this taco spot the entire day, and we said, "Hey, we really want tacos for dinner tomorrow."
So 2 days in a row going to this place for them. So it had to be good if they're saying that.
Yeah. So Michael was like, "Hey, just make sure that tacos are there when I get home with chips and salsa." Okay, so
Yep,
we're gonna
that's,
make
that's
it
true so
happen.
far. That's true.
So we show up to the taco spot. Leilani and I are there early because we want to make sure the tacos are at the Airbnb when Michael gets back. And then we show up and we're like, oh, they don't sell chips and salsa. So I was like, Leilani, don't worry. I'm going to order it with our Target order because Michael also only drinks Evian.
It is the best water, I promise you. Evian's number one.
Evian. And you will get chirped if you get anything other than Evian.
There's a couple decent backups, but Evian is number one by far.
Yeah. So I don't feel like getting chirped, so I'm gonna order this Evian early with the chips and salsa. We're gonna have it ready for when Michael comes back. So Leilani and I come back to the Airbnb and we're so proud of ourselves and we start spreading out the tacos so it's ready for Michael.
Great presentation, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
They looked great. You walk out, they're laid out. But there was no chips.
Okay, wait. So then Michael shows up and he's like, okay, great. Never shows any emotion, right? Unless he's upset. Okay, great. Where are the chips? Where are the
That's
chips?
true.
Just walks in. Where are the chips and salsa? And I'm so confident. I'm like, oh, it's coming with the Evian. We ordered it. And he's like, where'd you order it from? We're like, Target. Target. Why? He's like, why would you order? He's like, you know me better than that. Why would you order chips and salsa from Target? He goes on this entire 1 minute rant, and it is so serious. I'm like, where do I look? Because there are other people in the house. The poor TEDx kids that have only known us for a few weeks are in there with
Oh
us.
yeah, they probably had never seen that before.
They haven't seen Michael like lose it over
I
chips.
did not lose it. That was
It
was
a
it
mini
was a stern critique about yeah.
Oh wait, we have okay. So you're getting chirped for a minute straight about these chips and salsa, and then the line that gets me is, "I didn't work this hard to eat chips from Target, chips and salsa from Target," and I'm opening up the fridge, and I'm like, "Well, I hope water from Target is fine too." And as the words were coming out of my mouth, I was like, shut the fuck up, Anna.
Well, because the water is from Evian, and I think I could have been more
Okay,
or sorry,
but I
Brandy
was like,
out the window here, but Tostitos is not going to be a chip of meat at this point in my life.
but I was
When
like,
I was 15, yes. Not, I've worked too hard.
Tostitos are amazing.
No.
And we got and so the
We're
thing
in
that
Austin.
was like,
Austin
wow.
is one of the
I
best
was like,
food
what's
cities.
wrong with Target? He's like, I didn't work this hard to eat from Target. And I was like, Target has great food. It was their organic guacamole with Tostitos.
You know, it's funny. I actually saw this on the plane the other day, so this will bring it back similarly. And I actually didn't even like this show that much. It's okay to me, Succession. It's on HBO, critically acclaimed show, but I didn't watch this religiously. Like I love Billions, I love White Lotus, I love Euphoria. Succession didn't do it for me, but flying the plane, background noise, it's a business show. I'm down doing it. And so, like, have you seen the show before?
No.
Okay, so it's about a family with like a wealthy inheritance, and they're battling for who gets the inheritance, essentially.
Yeah.
And so one of the cousins is from like the country area of like Pennsylvania or upstate New York, something along those lines. It's the cousin Greg in the show, and he comes in, and one of the brother-in-laws, Tom Wamsgans, who actually, no spoiler alert, but does pretty well in the show, is a true business guy, and the guy's like saying, "What can we get for dinner tonight? Chili's or California." He's like, "You don't realize you don't like that stuff anymore. You don't like that stuff anymore. Like you just forget about that stuff." And I was thinking about this Target thing because I'm exactly like, as you move up, you're like, yeah, I'm not eating that anymore. I'm not, I'll fast. But I was so excited because the problem is, and you know me, under promise, over deliver. When you said in the morning, I'm getting the chips and salsa, then I was fixated on having to have chips and salsa, so I would have been let down. If you never would have said that, might have been happier. But you ended up getting great chips and salsa. Where did you get it from?
Really good Austin Mexican restaurant.
And Austin has such good food, by the way. I'm excited. Austin, for real, I would put Austin in top 5 food cities in the US easily. Like, to me, I mean, LA is definitely the best from the healthiest standpoint and great cuisine. New York and Chicago are amazing, and then I have Austin in there. That's the top
What's
4
the
in my
fifth one?
opinion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the fifth one?
I don't know. I do like Miami food wise, but it is very overpriced for what it is, in my opinion. Like, I don't think it's on the LA or New York level food wise, and they do
Yeah.
charge the same. But I don't know. I mean, Boston has really good seafood.
Mhm.
I will say that because it's like right on like the lobster
Okay.
capital.
I haven't been to
I have a
Boston.
top 4. What's your top 4?
Haven't really traveled.
Well, you've traveled a lot with Subject.
Yeah.
You've been to a lot of states now.
No, I have the same ones. I put, See, it's the different cuisines. Like Chicago, #1 for Italian food.
I think Chicago's amazing food. That's why I love
Number
Chicago
one for
food. Yeah.
Italian.
But what do you say in New York, though? They have good Italian, too. But I do think Chicago is one of the most underrated cities and food cities in the world. Because
Underrated?
underrated.
Oh, wow.
Oh, because everyone always jumps to New York and they kind of like have Chicago as like.
Was fine.
So I'm saying because you're being like, you're not chasing the elitism, but a lot of people are like, oh, New York, like, why would you ever go to Chicago?
Yeah.
I think Chicago, and my wife isn't ready to go back there, so I don't think it'll happen. But I think Chicago is 80% of the New York, LA experience at
Yeah.
50% of the cost,
Yeah.
which is a pretty big hack.
Yeah.
But I do need to live in New York one day. That's important to me.
Yeah.
I might-
Austin was
I might
really
do.
nice. I can't wait to live in
Austin's
Austin.
amazing. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Austin, yeah.
Austin's
What neighborhood do you think
beautiful.
you're gonna live in? We never did the content. We should do it on your personal account. It's like, hey, what neighborhood should I live in? Like, that's a good content thing.
Oh, I know what neighborhood.
No, I know, but
it
you
is.
should ask the fans. But wait, what do you want to do?
It'd
What are you
be a
gonna do?
fake ask. I know where I want to live.
Where?
South Congress or right by the office.
Yeah,
That's
those
it.
are great neighborhoods. So which area of South Congress do you like better, Bowling Creek or Travis Heights?
What's closer?
So if
No, like right under the bridge.
so technically South Congress is just a
Is it
street.
split in two?
East is Travis Heights, west is Boulder Creek. It depends on what side of the street you're on.
I think most of the apartments I'm looking at are on the east. On the
East of Travis Heights. I know, I love Travis Heights.
Yeah.
It's such a great neighborhood. What I really like about Austin, to me, South Congress area, it feels a lot like Venice, like Abbot Kinney area,
Mhm.
and which I
Yeah.
love that area. And then the downtown feels a lot like Chicago.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
Austin feels like a Chicago Venice combo.
Yeah.
So you say Chicago, LA, but LA is so big in so many neighborhoods, it does like a disservice not be more specific. I feel like Austin's very like West Side LA
Yeah.
with Chicago.
Yeah. You love the West Side.
I do. I if I could pick anywhere in LA to live, it would be Venice. It's too far from the office.
Yeah.
I loved living in Venice. It was my favorite area of LA that I lived in, but 35, 40 minute commute, that is
Yeah.
torture. I hated that part. And so now I live a mile from the office. It's pay for peace, pay for peace. It's better. But I like the Venice culture because one, the weather's the best.
Yeah.
Never too hot, never too cold. I mean, weather's great here too, but it's a little better in Venice. And then just I feel like it's a little bit more authentic than Beverly Hills WeHo. It's a little bit more high end over here. I feel there's more character in Venice. You don't think so?
I'd say character is a good word.
What do you mean? Well, I want to elaborate on that.
What do you mean by authentic?
Well, like people like not having to dress to the nines. I'm a sweatpant guy. That's more common in Venice.
Okay, authentic to me is like maybe authentic personalities and like genuine,
So where's the
sweet
most
folks.
authentic people in the world?
In
Midwest,
the
probably.
world,
Wisconsin.
honestly, I've met some of the sweetest people in the middle of the country, truly.
That's what they say. They're the Midwest nice. Minnesota nice, they specifically call out Minnesota nice.
Sweetest
Minnesota's
people. It's true.
like, but I will say in Austin, I've seen it too. People say hi to you more
Yeah.
on the side of the street. It's just something you actually notice in terms of friendliness level. Like in LA, people would kind of look at you.
Austin to me feels like a Midwest city it's a Midwest feeling in a Chicago-esque,
Yeah, then you know what I've
Midwest
heard
town
a
in a
lot of people say about
Chicago city.
Austin? It's a really big town.
It's a really big town.
Like that's like community feel like a town. Like it's
Yeah.
like they not a small city. No, it's a super big town.
Yeah.
And it also does have a huge college there with University of
Yeah.
Texas, which we haven't even explored that area yet. That adds a lot of youthful energy.
Yeah.
Are you
Excited.
gonna get into the Longhorns?
I am. I'm gonna get
You
into
know they're ranked
football.
number 1 right now in the country.
Really?
Yes, that's why I'm saying we're moving at the perfect time.
Wait, the preseason already happened or
Tomorrow is number 1 Texas versus number 2 Ohio State. First
wait,
time ever to
this
start
is
the season.
this is the start of the season. Preseason?
In college sports, there's no
There's no
preseason.
preseason. Okay.
I wish we were there. It's gonna be crazy in that city. People are gonna be.
Wow.
Some people are actually going to the stadium to watch without the game even being there. The game's in Ohio.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So one of the recruits on the phone said some of their friends
I
are
heard
going.
about this.
Yeah, and
That's
it's gonna be
great.
like 100 degrees, and they're watching the stadium with no game happening.
Wow.
That's how dedicated the fans are.
Wow. All right. I'm excited for this.
That actually
Tailgates.
reminds me, we need to follow up with that marketing professor from UT.
Yes.
No, it's good. We got a lot going for us. But so, usually we do a shout out. I know this podcast was pretty all over the place, but we still should do a shout out. Who's your teacher or coach you want to thank for being on the podcast? It's on the subject and it's all
Ooh,
about gratitude.
I was actually thinking about this yesterday. I was thinking of my. I used to play an instrument in middle. I played
Oh,
a few
really? Let's
instruments
hear this.
growing up.
We never knew this.
I play.
Recorder?
Nothing wrong with the recorder.
I play the recorder. I think everyone has to. Like,
No, I didn't. But I
I'm
learned
saying
how
I got
to,
like you had to in 4th grade.
I learned how to play or read music because I played the piano in elementary school. I don't remember how to play it, but
Very cool.
I did that in elementary school. Then I played the flute, and then in middle school I played handbells.
Very cool.
Did you
What
know
is
your
that?
handbell choir? Just like actual handbells.
No idea what that is.
Yeah, and it's like an actual choir. And in middle school, I went to this middle school in LUSD, and everybody gave your parents shit if you sent your kids to this middle school because it was like the worst middle school
Not
on the
Hamilton?
west side. No, because that's high school, middle school.
Okay.
This middle school is actually across the street from Venice High.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I went there, and
Why'd you go there? That's far.
that's the way that they routed kids.
Wow.
It was really interesting. Yeah. And so I went there and I got placed in handbells. And my teacher throughout the 3 years was one of the most influential folks in my entire life, gave me so much confidence. His last year, I remember he had a hip surgery. So he made me direct the handbell choir winter show, which was really interesting. I honestly sucked at handbell choirs. And I think he just really liked me, so he kept me on the advanced or level group of folks. But super influential. We were all really lower income kids, had never really traveled. He took me on our first camping trip.
Oh, fun. Where?
It's called Lazy W Ranch. I think it's in Slow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Slow's beautiful.
Yeah. Took me camping for the first time and took me to Vegas for the first time. Took the
Wow.
entire handbell choir. So, yeah.
Well, hey, shout out
Ron
the
Thiel.
teachers and coaches. They're the heroes of society. They're the ones who inspire people to do better than they could ever believe in themselves. And that's who we fight for every day. And, teachers and coaches, they deserve a lot more
Yeah.
credit and praise and pay. And we'll keep fighting for them. And that's why we do the work that we do. So please engage, like, subscribe. We're trying to really get our IG, Spotify, and YouTube following up. And check out another episode of On the Subject and check out Subject AI. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Great episode.